Hey, if you ever wanted to be able to reply back to a client quicker or reply back to just someone quicker in general, instead of having to type out a message that can take longer, maybe you can speak your thought a lot quicker. Or maybe you have thoughts in your head that you want to, well, not those thoughts, but maybe you have thoughts in your head, just new ideas or content ideas that you want to just get out a lot quicker and speak instead of having to go and type it. For example, maybe you're creating a content system. That's what I'm doing right now. Creating a content system so I can just get all my thoughts, my ideas into an Airtable here, which then I can then use these to create social media posts or create emails or whatever I want to do with that information. And one of them is an audio note. What I'm doing in this one is if I speak into Slack and I record a voice note into Slack, then I'll have that. And then I'm having it transcribed. And now I have my transcription here. I'll have the topic, I'll have the summary of what it is, and then the actual transcription of my voice note. Yes, Slack does that. You can then click on the view transcript. You can then go and copy this and then go into ChatGPT or somewhere else and summarize and do all that. But that just takes a lot longer. Plus, also, if you get this transcript here, if you paste it into a message or just paste it somewhere, you have the timestamps, and that's not really that cool. This is a way that you can get the actual transcript and do whatever else you want with it. There's a lot more that you can do. Let me show you how this quick overview of the way this automation works. And what we have here is I'm using make.com. The first thing it does is it watches a channel message in Slack. So I record my voice note, specific channel for this. And then the next thing it does is it downloads the file. Then it goes into OpenAI and transcribes it. So then I have a transcription. And then I'm creating a topic, 3 to 8 words. And then I'm creating a summary, putting it into a Google Sheets, and then putting it back into that Slack message as a reply. Now you can do this anything you want. You can put it into a Google Sheet. You can put it into, say, Airtable. You can do a number of different things with it. Maybe you have one set up that specifically writes an email or writes a specific type of message back to someone. You can set it up. But I'm showing you the basics on how to get this set up. If this is anything that's of interest to you and you want to know how to do this, go and stick around and let's go ahead and build this out step by step. So first thing you're going to need to have is a Make account. You can also use Zapier, but I think Make's a lot better. So with make.com, if you don't have an account yet, go ahead and create one. You can go to clicklaunch.ai/make to sign up for Make. That is my affiliate link, so I will get a small commission from that if you sign up using my link. But you can just go to make.com if you want, totally fine. Although it would be appreciated if you use my link to help support my channel. After you create your account and you land on this screen, the organization, what you're going to do next is we're going to create a new scenario. So we're going to click on create new scenario and we're going to be brought to this screen. Now, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to select Slack. So if it doesn't show up here, then you'll go to Slack, just search for it, select Slack, and then you're going to watch either a public channel or a private channel. In my case, I made it a private channel, so you'll do that. Now, when this first pops up, you'll have to make a connection. So if you've not made a connection, what you do is click on the add button, and then you can go ahead and name it, and then you'll click on save. Then what's going to happen from here? I usually like to name it, by the way, put your name in just so you know that it's your Slack profile that created this, because each person will have a different Slack profile. Make sure the correct Slack workspace is selected, and then click allow, and then you will be connected to Slack and be connected to Make. All right, so after that, say I've already done that. So I have my Slack account selected here. Now the input method, go ahead and select this from the list, and then private channel, we are going to, if you also don't have a Slack channel for this, you might want to go ahead and create that. I named mine, what did I name it? Was this search? Oh, well, search not there. But anyways, I made it speak to social. Then this time, every time I record a voice note into my Slack, it will now watch that message. I probably would set it up something at like 5. And then for the regular intervals when you want it to run, if you have it run every 15 minutes, that's going to be a lot of operations. So if we do, say, 15 times how many 15-minute periods in an hour? 4. So times 4. Then how many hours in a day? Times 60. You're going to be using 36 or 24. You're going to be using 1,440 operations per day just checking Slack. And if you're on an account with only even just the free plan, 1,000, then you're going to exceed that in a day. If you're on the lowest plan, the 10,000 operations, you're going to exceed that in a couple days. What I would recommend doing is you're probably not going to be recording voice notes at night. So regular intervals, and then we turn on advanced settings, so advanced scheduling. This would be, again, maybe I'm only going to do, say, every 60 minutes time, and let's do what I'm say 9 in the morning to maybe only till say 4 in the afternoon. Maybe after that, I'm fine waiting for the next day. And then maybe I only want it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So now this is only going to run at 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., but that's every 60 minutes. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 7 operations per day, and then times 5 days. So that's not that many operations. Maybe you want to set that down to 30 minutes or whatever you want to do, shorter time window, but you just want to minimize the operation that you use. That's only one for this, but then each module after this is going to use an operation as well. But the checking is only going to be a certain time period. All right, so now we covered that. Let's also name this. Let's just do speak to Slack. I don't know, something like that. And we have that. Now what we're going to do, if we right click on this and then choose where to start, this is when you turn it on, where do you want to start from? For our test here, I'm going to choose manual, and I'm going to choose the one that I've already done. So this is going to be this one here. I'm going to select OK. And now if I click run once, it pulls that message in, and then it has the file, and it has the file, the download link here. All right, next thing we're going to do is we need to get that file. So we need to download it. So I'm going to choose Slack, and I'm going to, there is download. Oops. I can type download a file. I'm going to put that here. And then in here, the private download URL, we're going to grab from the first one, and we're going to go to files. And then we see there's the file one private or URL private download. So that's that link. So we'll put that there, and then we'll click OK. So now what it's going to do, it's going to download the file. Next, we want to add in our OpenAI. We want to get the transcription. So if we look at the files here, this doesn't actually give us the transcript of it. So we need to use some other software to get the transcript. So once we've downloaded it, now we're going to add in our OpenAI. So click down here, search for OpenAI, and then we're going to scroll down and find create a transcription. Transcribe audio to text, not translation. Very close. You can get that messed up. Now in here, if you haven't made a connection yet, you're going to have to make a connection. So you would click on the add button. And what that's going to do is going to pull up this. Now we need our API key from OpenAI. Again, you can name this however you want. But to get the API key, we're going to, let's go to the tab. We're going to go to platform.openai.com. If you don't have an account, go ahead and create an account, sign in once you get here. Now we're going to go to our dashboard. In the dashboard, we're going to go down to API keys. And then from here, you can create a new API key. So click create new secret key. I'm going to do make test, leave it at that. I'm going to create secret key. And then from here, you'll copy this link. Now make sure you save this somewhere, because once you click done, you're not going to be able to find it again. It's hidden forever. So save it somewhere, password manager or something like that. But you click done after you copy it. Now we're going to come back to Slack here. I'm going to put test at the end here so I know to delete this afterwards. Paste in the API key, and then we're going to click save. So now you've made that connection to your OpenAI account. For the file here, it's going to just keep Slack download file selected. The model, the only one that's in there is Whisper 1. You don't really need a prompt, so we're just going to select OK. Sometimes that happens, so just click back in here. I'm not sure why that does that. It kind of means an error. Click OK, and now that goes away. So now we have our transcription. Next thing we're going to do is, maybe you could just take the transcription and you could put it back in Airtable, or you could put it into Google Sheets. You can do a lot of different things with it. But maybe you want to get, say, a summary of it, or you want to get a topic of what that was about. So what we're going to do is we're going to add another one. Click here, click on OpenAI. We're going to select create a completion. Then you're going to make sure that your connection is made. Select the method. Just keep this as the current one. The model, currently the best one right now, or the least expensive one, actually it might be O4 Mini. Yeah, O4 Mini. So if you need just a basic summary or basic thing that you're trying to do, then this would be the cheapest one. Once that happens, now we're going to add a message. The role for something simple like this, we're just going to use user, and then we're going to put in a simple prompt here. This example here, I'm going to extract 3 to 8 words that capture the main topic, focus on what it's about, what's the key message, keep it practical and scannable. And then down here, I'll put transcription. Do that. And then now we're going to take the transcription from the previous module, the OpenAI. So if we click back here again, we're going to get the output of the OpenAI, which is the text. I also like to put in quotes here just so that it knows what it is. Once you have that, you can leave this. You don't really have to worry about any of the other advanced settings. We're done with that. Click OK. And now we have that. The summary or the topic. Maybe you can create another one if you want to. Bunch of different examples you can do. Let's go ahead and clone this. Maybe you also want to do, actually before that, let's rename this. Let's say topic. And this one we're going to rename and say transcription. And then this one, in this case, maybe you want to summarize it so you're not just reading through the transcript. And the topic, 3 to 8 words, is not really enough. So then you can do something very simple as, well, you can come up with a better prompt, but for what I'm going to do now is summarize the following. I like to give it more context of what it actually is. The following audio transcription into a short 2 to 3 paragraphs. Probably come up with a better prompt than that, but that's just something simple for now. Or say maybe like 1 to 3, and we'll do that. Okay, so now we have that. And what we can do, let's just go ahead and run this once. So I'm gonna have to go back here, choose where to start, choose manually, and let's just see the outputs that we get. Select the object or the latest message, click OK, and let's run this once. So there, download the file, it's transcribing it. So we have this. So now if we open here, we can click on the text and we can see here's the full transcript. Next, for the topic, let's look at what the output was. Results, OpenAI updates, advanced models, AI tools, video generation. Yep, that's pretty much what I talked about in that voice note. And then over here, check out this one. If we look at result, OpenAI recently unveiled a series of updates, 12-day event leading up to Christmas, launched O1, O1 Pro, subsequent days showcase innovative tools. So there, now we have a good summary of it. Again, you can change that up to maybe write an email to someone, maybe do a number of different things you can do. But it's just basic for now. Oops, I don't need that. Let's delete this here. Okay, so now let's go ahead and add this into, say, Google Sheet. So then we'll add another module. We'll say Sheet, say Google Sheet. But first, let's go and create the sheet. So what I like to do that is we'll open a new tab. Here's a little hot tip. Go to sheets.new. When you do sheets.new, that goes and creates a brand new blank Google Sheet. So you don't have to go to Google Sheets and click on new document. This is just very simple right here. Once you have that, so let's name it. Let's say speak to Slack. I don't know, whatever. Now over here, what I'm going to do message timestamp. Actually, we'll do time dash just TS for timestamp. You'll see why in a second. And then over here, I'm going to do timestamp. You'll also see why I'm doing that also. And I'm going to say the topic. Let's say the transcription. Actually, let's move this over here. I'll probably zoom this in so you can see it. Let's do the summary, and I'll do transcription here. I always like to take this. I don't need this here. Bold this, and let's freeze the first row. Okay. Also, the first message first entry that comes in here, it will be bolded this way. What I like to do is we'll just put a character in here, say an X. Now it won't be that. It'll be formatted this way. So let's go back to Slack here, or make, and then let's go to add a row. And in this case, we're going to find the spreadsheet. That one was Slack or speak to Slack. So we'll find that, speak to Slack, and then select that sheet. Does contain headers, yes, message timestamp. Okay, so this one here, I'm going to go down and we're going to select from the initial message the timestamp. See, the timestamp that Slack does is in, I can't remember what that's called, but time, it's basically like the seconds from, I think, 1970, something like that. So I'm going to do that. Now the timestamp, this is what I like when I know what actually happened. So here, for example, date is when I recorded it, say December 30th. So if I select this, most of the time this doesn't come out right. It won't look this way. It's going to look in the weird formatting. So the way I like to do this, I like to put over here. If we click on the date up here, you can go click on format date. All right, so we have that. Now we can go and delete the parenthesis, the colon, and then after the date, so that's the date, we want to format it into a certain format. format that I like to do is, so you can do the date here, you can do date and time. I like to do it this way, so let's do this. I like to do is say month, capital MM, dash, day, dash, year. And to get the full year, we'll do the 4, that'll give 2025. And then if you say you remove, well, we don't like to do that. Say remove the first M and the first D, that will put it as 1, today's the 7th, so 1-7, 2025. But if you put D and M, that will give the leading 0. So it'll be 01-07, 2025. We're going to close that parenthesis. So that's how that'll look. Now the topic, we'll just go into the star here. We'll go back to our module, which is the topic right here. And we're going to say the result. Now the summary, we're going to grab from this one, which will be the result. And then the transcription will be this module here of the text. So we'll do that. Now we'll click OK. So you can do that. Same thing if you want to do Airtable. You can create a record and then just go ahead and map the fields. Very similar. Now, the other thing that we can do, if you want to just say have the message back in Slack, here's another little tip. We can add another Slack module and we can create a message. Let's go ahead and add at the end here. But this time, let's make it as a thread in that message. Okay, we're going to give the channel name. You can either just select from list, or you can also just come back down here and you can do the, where's the channel ID? Might give us the channel ID. Am I missing it? Okay, maybe not seeing it right now. All right, well, let's just do this the old school way. Select from list. It is a private channel. Select from the private channel. And let's go to speak to social. Text, maybe just say transcript. And then, again, you can also put the topic in here. You can put, actually, maybe let's do that. Let's do this. Topic. And then we're going to select our topic again. Not transcription, we're going to select the topic. Maybe you want summary. Again, same thing. We got a summary here. And then transcription. Now the transcription, we're going to put, where is that one? This one. And now what we're going to do, like a little spaced out a little bit, but now we're going to advanced, show advanced settings. And then from here, the message ID or the timestamp. So Slack does it based on their message ID is the timestamp. So if we come back to our original message, we have the timestamp here. And so this says thread message ID. This will make it as a thread in here. And you can update this if you want. If not, we're just going to do this for now. I'm going to click OK. Now let's go ahead and run this again. So let's first save this. And then we're going to right click here, choose where to start, choose manually, select this, click OK. And let's run this and see how it works. Here we go, download a file, transcribing it, creating a topic, summary. So let's go and check our Google Sheet. So here we go. Now we have the timestamp there. We have the date that it happened. Oh, I didn't put the time in. I'll show you how to do that. And now we have the topic. So maybe we spread this out and we can see the topic here. Then we have the summary. So this is that summary, the 2 paragraphs there. And then we have the transcription. And you have the entire transcription here. So now you have that. You'll have entries in your spreadsheet. Also, if you want to put it in your, say, in an Airtable or any other place you want to do it, you can do all of that. Same thing as Google Sheets. The other thing we're going to do is let's go back to here, and in the message, this is where we made it a thread. So let me pull up the message and show you. So now we have this. If we go down to, see there's one reply now, put a reply, and now we have, now we have the topic. So I can easily see the topic. I can see the summary, and then the transcription. So I have all that here. Let's do a couple other things, and then we'll close the video out. So back in the message, if you put a star around it, it'll make this bold. So I like to put stars around here. I forgot to do that before. And now it'll all be bold. The other thing that we can do, what was I going to do is, oh yeah, in the Google Sheet row, I also like to have the date, but also the time. So I'm going to space, and we're going to do HH, lowercase, colon, MM, A. And that'll give the hour and minute and with AM, PM. Click OK. And there's your scenario to make, how you can speak into Slack, quick messages, and then now you have a summary. If you want to change up the prompt to whatever it may be, create a message to reply back to somebody. Maybe it's writing an email. A bunch of things you can do, but this way you can just record a Slack message, get the transcription real quick, put it back into AI. A lot of times this can be useful if, say, somebody sends you a message and you need to reply. Instead of sitting there typing for a long time, it might just be easy to speak your message back, And then you can do a prompt such as, make this transcription into a understandable message to send back to my client. Something like that. And then you play around with the prompt, get your prompt, and now you can add it to a row, create a Slack message, or whatever you want to do, send it back, and then you can just copy and paste and send it to your client. That is how you create audio notes, or take your audio notes from Slack and then transcribe them and really customize where you want to put that, as well as get any summaries or any topics, anything like that. And hopefully that was helpful. And if you enjoyed that, it'd be great if you can give it a thumbs up, go and subscribe to my channel so I can bring more great content like this to you. So if you have any other questions, feel free to leave them in the comments, and I look forward to seeing more from you.